Matthew 21.
إصحاح 21.
Now when they drew near to Jerusalem and came to Bethphage,
ولما قربوا من أورشليم وجم لبيت فاجي
to the Mount of Olives,
عند جبل الزيتون،
then Jesus sent 2 disciples,
وقتها بعت يسوع تلميذين
saying to them,
وقال لهم
Go into the village in front of you,
روحوا للقرية اللي قدامكم،
and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her.
وفي ساعتها هتلاقوا حمارة مربوطة وجحش معاها.
Untie them and bring them to me.
فحلوهم وتعالوا لي بيهم.
If anyone says anything to you, you shall say,
ولو حد قال لكم حاجة قولوا
The Lord needs them,
الرب محتاج لهم،
and he will send them at once.
ففي ساعتها هيبعتهم.
This took place to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet, saying,
وكان ده كله عشان يحصل اللي اتقال على لسان النبي اللي قال
Say to the daughter of Zion,
قولوا لبنت صهيون
Behold, your king is coming to you,
اهو الملك بتاعك يجيلك
humble and mounted on a donkey,
وديع راكب على حمارة
and on a colt, the foal of a beast of burden.
وجحش ابن حمارة.
The disciples went and did as Jesus had directed them.
فراح التلميذين وعملوا زي ما أمرهم يسوع.
They brought the donkey and the colt and put on them their cloaks,
وجم بالحمارة والجحش وحطوا عليهم هدومهم
and he sat on them.
فقعد عليهم.
Most of the crowd spread their cloaks on the road,
وأكتر الناس فرشوا هدومهم في الطريق،
and others cut branches from the trees
وغيرهم قطعوا فروع من الشجر
and spread them on the road.
وفرشوها في الطريق.
And the crowds that went before him and that followed him were shouting,
والشعب اللي طلع قدام واللي مشوا من ورا كانوا بيصرخوا ويقولوا
Hosanna to the Son of David!
انقذنا يا ابن داوود.
Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord!
مبارك اللي جاي باسم الرب.
Hosanna in the highest!
وصلنا في العلالي.
And when he entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred up, saying,
Who is this?
ولما دخل أورشليم اترجت المدينة كلها وقعدت تقول مين ده؟
and the crowd said,
This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth of Galilee.
فقال الشعب ده يسوع النبي اللي من ناصرة الجليل.
And Jesus entered the temple,
ودخل يسوع لهيكل الله
drove out all who sold and bought in the temple,
وخرج كل اللي كانوا بيبيعوا وبيشتروا في الهيكل.
and he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons.
وقلب ترابيزات الصرافين وكراسي بياعين الحمام.
He said to them,
وقال لهم
It is written, My house shall be called a house of prayer,
مكتوب بيتي بيت الصلاة يتسمى،
but you make it a den of robbers.
وانتوا خليتوه مغارة لصوص.
and the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them.
وطلع له عمي وعرج في الهيكل فشفاهم.
But when the chief priests and the scribes saw the wonderful things that he did,
فلما شاف الرؤساء بتوع الكهنة والكتبة المعجزات اللي عملها
and the children crying out in the temple,
والأطفال بيصرخوا في الهيكل ويقولوا انقذنا يا ابن داوود،
they were indignant,
اتضايقوا
and they said to him,
وقالوا له
Do you hear what these are saying?
انت سامع اللي بيقولوا دول؟
and Jesus said to them,
Yes, have you never read?
فقال لهم يسوع ايوه عمركم ما قريتوا؟
Out of the mouth of infants and nursing babies you have prepared praise.
من بق الأطفال واللي بيرضعوا جهزت تسبيح.
and leaving them, he went out of the city to Bethany and lodged there.
بعدين سابهم وخرج بره المدينة لبيت عنيا وبات هناك.
In the morning, as he was returning to the city, he became hungry.
وفي الصبح لما كان راجع المدينة جاع.
Seeing a fig tree by the wayside,
فبص على شجرة تين على الطريق.
he went to it and found nothing on it, but only leaves.
وجالها فما لقاش فيها حاجة غير ورق بس.
And he said to it,
فقال لها
May no fruit ever come from you again.
ما يكونش منك ثمر بعد كده أبدا.
And the fig tree withered at once.
فنشفت التينة في الحال.
When the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying,
فلما شاف التلاميذ ده استعجبوا وقالوا
How did the fig tree wither at once?
ازاي نشفت التينة في الحال؟
And Jesus answered them,
فجاوب يسوع وقال لهم
Truly I say to you,
الحق بقول لكم
if you have faith and do not doubt,
لو كان ليكوا إيمان وما تشكوش
you will not only do what has been done to the fig tree,
فمش تعملوا حكاية التينة بس،
but even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea,
لكن لو قلتوا كمان للجبل ده اتنقل وترمي في البحر
it will happen.
يبقى هيحصل.
And whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive, if you have faith.
وكل اللي تطلبوه في الصلاة مؤمنين هتاخدوه.
And when he entered the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came up to him as he was teaching.
ولما جه للهيكل طلع له الرؤساء بتوع الكهنة وشيوخ الشعب وهو بيعلم.
And said,
By what authority are you doing these things?
وقالوا بأنهي سلطة بتعمل ده؟
And who gave you this authority?
ومين اداك السلطة دي؟
Jesus answered them,
فجاوبهم يسوع وقال لهم
I also will ask you one question.
وأنا كمان أسألكوا كلمة واحدة.
And if you tell me the answer,
فلو قلتولي عنها
then I also will tell you by what authority I do these things.
أقول لكم أنا كمان بأنهي سلطة بعمل ده.
The baptism of John, from where did it come?
معمودية يوحنا كانت منين؟
From heaven or from man?
من السماء ولا من الناس؟
and they discussed it among themselves, saying,
ففكروا في نفسهم وقالوا
If we say from heaven, he will say to us, why then did you not believe him?
لو قلنا من السماء يقول لنا أمال ليه ما أمنتوش بيه؟
But if we say from man, we are afraid of the crowd.
ولو قلنا من الناس نخاف من الشعب.
For they all hold that John was a prophet.
لأن يوحنا عند الكل زي نبي.
So they answered Jesus,
We do not know.
فجاوبوا يسوع وقالوا ما نعرفش.
and he said to them,
فقال لهم هو كمان
Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things.
ولا أنا أقول لكم بأنهي سلطة بعمل ده.
What do you think?
فاكرين إيه؟
A man had 2 sons,
كان إنسان عنده ابنين.
and he went to the first and said,
فجه للأولاني وقال
Son, go and work in the vineyard today.
يا ابني روح النهاردة اشتغل في غيط العنب بتاعي.
And he answered, I will not.
فجاوب وقال مش عايز.
But afterward he changed his mind and went.
ولكنه ندم في الآخر وراح.
And he went to the other son and said the same.
وجه للتاني وقال نفس الكلام.
And he answered, I go, sir,
فجاوب وقال أنا هو يا سيد.
but did not go.
وما راحش.
Which of the 2 did the will of his father?
يبقى انهي من الاتنين عمل إرادة الآب؟
they said, the first.
قالوا له الأولاني.
Jesus said to them,
Truly I say to you,
قال لهم يسوع الحق بقول لكم
the tax collectors and the prostitutes go into the kingdom of God before you.
إن اللي بيجمعوا الضرايب واللي بيزنوا هيسبقوكوا لمملكة الله.
For John came to you in the way of righteousness,
لأن يوحنا جالكوا في طريق الحق
and you did not believe him.
فما أمنتوش بيه.
But the tax collectors and the prostitutes believed him.
وأما اللي بيجمعوا الضرايب واللي بيزنوا فأمنوا بيه.
And even when you saw it,
وانتوا لما شفتوا
you did not afterward change your minds and believe him.
ما ندمتوش في الآخر عشان تأمنوا بيه.
Hear another parable.
اسمعوا مثل تاني.
There was a master of a house
إنسان كان صاحب بيت
who planted a vineyard
غرس غيط عنب
and put a fence around it
وحواطه بسور
and dug a wine press in it
وحفر فيه معصرة
and built a tower
وبنى برج
and leased it to tenants and went into another country.
وسلموا الفلاحين العنب وسافر.
When the season for fruit drew near,
ولما قرب وقت طلوع الثمر
he sent his servants to the tenants
بعت العبيد بتوعه لفلاحين غيط العنب
to get his fruit.
عشان ياخد الثمر بتاعه.
And the tenants took his servants
فأخذ فلاحين غيط العنب العبيد بتوعه
and beat one, killed another, and stoned another.
وجلدوا شوية منهم وقتلوا شوية ورجموا شوية.
Again he sent other servants,
بعدين بعت كمان عبيد تانيين
more than the first,
أكتر من الأولانيين.
and they did the same to them.
فعملوا بيهم كده برضو.
Finally, he sent his son to them, saying, "They will respect my son."
ففي الآخر بعت لهم ابنه وقال هيخافوا من ابني.
But when the tenants saw the son,
وأما فلاحين غيط العنب قاموا لما شافوا الابن
they said to themselves,
قالوا بينهم وبين بعضهم
"This is the heir.
هو ده الوريث،
Come, let us kill him
يلا بينا نقتله
and have his inheritance."
وناخد الميراث بتاعه.
And they took him and threw him out of the vineyard
فأخذوه خرجوه برا غيط العنب
and killed him.
وقتلوه.
When therefore the owner of the vineyard comes,
فلما يجي صاحب غيط العنب
what will he do to those tenants?
يعمل ايه بفلاحين غيط العنب دول؟
They said to him,
قالوا له
"He will put those wretches to a miserable death,
الأشرار دول يدمرهم دمار وحش
and let out the vineyard to other tenants,
ويسلم غيط العنب لفلاحين تانيين
who will give him the fruits in their seasons."
يدوله الثمر في أوقاته.
Jesus said to them,
قال لهم يسوع
Have you never read in the scriptures,
عمركم ما قريتوا في الكتب
the stone that the builders rejected
الحجر اللي رفضوا اللي بيبنوا
has become the cornerstone?
هو بقى راس الزاوية.
This was the Lord's doing,
من عند الرب ده كان
and it is marvelous in our eyes.
وهو عجيب في عينينا.
Therefore I tell you,
عشان كده بقول لكم
the kingdom of God will be taken away from you
ان مملكة الله هتتشد منكم
and given to a people producing its fruits.
وتتعطي الشعب يدي الثمر بتاعه.
And the one who falls on this stone will be broken to pieces.
واللي هيقع على الحجر ده هيتدغدغ.
And when it falls on anyone, it will crush him.
واللي هيقع هو عليه هيفتفته.
When the chief priests and the Pharisees heard his parables,
ولما سمع الرؤساء بتوع الكهنة والفريسيين الأمثال بتاعته
they perceived that he was speaking about them.
عرفوا انه اتكلم عليهم.
And although they were seeking to arrest him,
ولما كانوا عايزين يمسكوه
they feared the crowds
خافوا من الشعب
because they held him to be a prophet.
لأنه كان عندهم زي نبي.